I want to start with some breaking news right now. 3 suspects claiming to be police officers on the run now after a violent home invasion in South Nashville. Here's a live picture now from Glengarry Heights, the apartment complex there on Windthorn Drive. This looked like just an armed robbery of some sort, but then when we found out they posed as police officers, it took on a whole different look. Officers say that a man and 2 women knocked on the door, claimed to be cops, barged through the victim's home. Our photojournalist on the scene, Gary Picula, is talking with the officers to see if those victims were hurt. As soon as he can find out more information, he'll give us an update. We will pass that along to you.
And Steve, more breaking news from overnight. A man is facing charges in a strong armed robbery in Hermitage. Officers say a man showed up at the Select Inn on Old Hickory Boulevard to meet a woman that he'd met on Backpage.com. Well, when the man opened the door, another man attacked him and the woman robbed him. The victim identified the man, and he was arrested a short time later. We don't have the suspect's name just yet, but the female suspect is still on the run.
And also some breaking news this morning. One person behind bars for shooting a man up in the Madison neighborhood. Cody Elrico, driver, charged with assault with a deadly weapon. They say he and possibly another man shot the victim in the leg on East Palestine Avenue at Goldilocks Street earlier this week. This was actually our breaking news yesterday morning when this thing had happened. The victim was walking home from playing basketball at the time of the shooting and was grazed by a bullet. If you have any more information, contact Metro Police on that case. Happening right now, a man accused of crashing a stolen motorcycle, fighting for life in the hospital after crashing at Peachers Mill Road and Taft Drive last night. The motorcyclist was rushed to Vanderbilt from the Clarksville area with some serious injuries. Not clear what caused the crash, so we'll stay on this story for you.
And Clarksville police are working to track this guy down. They say he robbed a cab driver on Pageant Lane on Sunday. We'll take a good look at that surveillance video. If there's anything you can recognize about him, call Crime Stoppers 931-645-TIPS. And an embattled Mid-State sheriff will face a jury in less than 2 months. The Daily News Journal reports Rutherford County Sheriff Robert Arnold will go to trial August 2nd. Arnold, along with his chief deputy, Joe Russell, and his uncle, John Vandenberg, face a string of federal charges surrounding an e-cigarette scandal at the county jail. Arnold maintains his innocence and refuses to step down. And it won't be long before Music Row executive will appear. Actually, his case is going to appear before a grand jury. Tony Brown is accused of beating his wife after the two argued over a photo shoot. Brown's wife claims the producer slapped her, pushed her to the floor, and grabbed her by the hair. He faced domestic charges about 3 years ago, but entered a type of program and had his record expunged.
An elderly Murfreesboro couple on edge after a series of kind of sinister phone calls. Listen to this. WGNS radio reporting that the victim got a call from a stranger who told him his front porch light was on. The caller then told the man to come meet him outside. No one was there. That's odd. The next day it got even more strange. A second phone call. This time the caller told the homeowner's wife, "I shoot pretty straight, but sometimes hit the wrong person." Murfreesboro police are keeping an eye on that house and trying to find out who that caller may have been.
And new developments as a former Brentwood High School star sues an Ivy League school. It all started when Yale University expelled Jack Montague over a sexual misconduct investigation. Montague's civil lawsuit alleges he was made, quote, Yale's poster boy for tough enforcement of its sexual misconduct policies. He graduated from Brentwood High back in 2012. And we're just a couple of days away from Brandon Vandenberg's rape retrial. The jurors have been selected. It took attorneys 10 hours to choose the jurors in Memphis. Many in the pool were dismissed because they couldn't commit to staying in Nashville for at least a week for the trial. Because Vandenberg's case was separated from Cory Beatty's, experts believe it could be tougher for the state to get a conviction.
Even though this was his cell phone, his room, and his girlfriend, the reality is that he didn't, touch the alleged victim.
The Vanderbilt rape retrial will begin Monday morning at 9. We're going to have gavel-to-gavel coverage for you on air and online.